Horror story. The haunting of Mistwood Grove. Secrets in the fog.
In the heart of Mistwood Grove, where the fog clings to the ground like a ghostly shroud, stood the manor that I, Alexei, inherited, a relic of a bygone era, its spires piercing the night like accusatory fingers. Mistwood Manor, with its labyrinthine corridors and vaulted ceilings, whispered of secrets and sins long buried. As I settled into my new abode, the nights seemed alive with an unsettling symphony of creaks and moans, the house protesting its new occupant. But it was the whispers that truly unnerved me, soft, insidious murmurs that slithered through the walls, carrying with them the scent of damp earth and decay. The whispers spoke of hidden truths and ancient evils, a darkness that seeped from the very marrow of Mistwood Manor. They grew louder, more desperate, until they were a cacophony that filled the night, echoing through the empty halls. In my search for silence, I uncovered a hidden alcove behind the library wall. There, amidst the cobwebs and dust, lay letters, their edges frayed, the ink faded. They spoke of a ritual, of spirits bound to the earthly realm, their restlessness tied to the manor's very foundation. The whispers became clear. They were the voices of the past, souls who once walked the halls of Mistwood Manor, now pleading for release. I learned of the manor's grim history, built atop an old cemetery, the gravestones uprooted, the dead disturbed in their eternal slumber. With trepidation clawing at my spine, I decided to perform the ritual detailed in the letters. As I chanted the ancient words, the house seemed to breathe, the walls pulsating with unseen life. Shadows twisted and writhed in the corners of my vision, and the temperature plummeted, my breath turning to mist in the frigid air. The whispers crescendoed into a deafening roar, each voice vying for attention, for salvation. And then, as the final word of the ritual left my lips, a profound silence fell. The darkness receded like a tide, and a sense of peace settled over Mistwood Manor. The spirits, their whispers now hushed, had found their way home. Yet, even as the spirits found solace, a new darkness stirred within the manor. Strange occurrences began to unfold. Objects moved of their own accord. Eerie apparitions flickered in and out of sight, and a pervasive sense of dread hung heavy in the air. The whispers crescendoed into a deafening roar, each voice vying for attention, for salvation. And then, as the final word of the ritual left my lips, a profound silence fell. The darkness receded like a tide, and a sense of peace settled over Mistwood Manor. The spirits, their whispers now hushed, had found their way home. Yet, even as the spirits found solace, a new darkness stirred within the manor. Strange occurrences began to unfold. Objects moved of their own accord. Eerie apparitions flickered in and out of sight, and a pervasive sense of dread hung heavy in the air. Digging deeper into the manor's history, I uncovered a forgotten chamber hidden beneath the cellar. A chamber steeped in malevolence, its walls adorned with arcane symbols and cursed relics. It seemed that while the ritual had appeased some spirits, it had awakened others more sinister, trapped in the depths of Mistwood Manor's dark past. Haunted by these revelations, I delved into the chamber's secrets, determined to confront the darkness that threatened to consume me. But with each step deeper into the abyss, the boundary between the living and the dead blurred, and I found myself ensnared in a twisted dance with forces beyond comprehension. The whispers returned, not as voices of gratitude, but as harbingers of doom, urging me to flee before it was too late. Yet, bound by duty and curiosity, I pressed on, my sanity teetering on the edge as I confronted the malevolent entities that lurked within the shadows. In a climactic showdown, I faced the embodiment of Mistwood Manor's darkest secrets, a spectral entity fueled by centuries of anguish and despair. With every ounce of willpower, I unleashed the power of the ritual once more, this time aimed at banishing the malevolent presence back into the abyss from whence it came. As the final incantation echoed through the chamber, a blinding light engulfed Mistwood Manor, dispelling the darkness once and for all. And though the ordeal left me battered and broken, I emerged victorious, the manor now cleansed of its haunted past. With the sun rising on a new day, I bid farewell to Mistwood Grove, the echoes of the whispers fading into the dawn. Yet, as I looked back one last time at the imposing silhouette of Mistwood Manor against the morning sky, I couldn't shake the feeling that some secrets were better left undisturbed, and that the whispers in the walls would forever haunt my dreams.
Horror story. Spirits of the manor, the Shadowvale haunt.
In the heart of Shadowvale stood the foreboding manor, its ancient stones veiled in mist and enigma. I, Alexei, fatigued from my journey, stepped through its imposing doors, shouldering the weight of a legacy I could scarcely comprehend. From the moment I crossed the threshold, the house seemed to regard me with unseen eyes, its walls murmuring secrets long consigned to oblivion. Nights in the manor were a torment for me. As I lay in bed, the air thick with the stench of decay, I heard them, the whispers. Initially, they were faint and fleeting, mere echoes lost in the expanse of the house. But with each passing night, they swelled in volume and urgency, permeating the corridors like the lamentations of souls adrift. Driven by a gnawing curiosity, I embarked on a perilous exploration of the manor's winding passages. Each step filled me with dread, the shadows twisting and contorting in the dim light. Cobwebs draped like spectral shrouds, and the air hung heavy with the scent of rot and earth. One fateful night, amidst the oppressive gloom, I stumbled upon a concealed chamber concealed behind a tapestry, a portal to the heart of darkness. Within, an oppressive silence reigned, broken only by the faint whispers that seemed to emanate from the very walls themselves. In that chamber, I discovered the diary of the manor's previous owner, a testament to madness and despair. Its pages chronicled a ritual gone awry, binding spirits to the house in a web of blood and sacrifice. And at its epicenter lay the Whispering Wall, a cursed artifact that served as a conduit for the voices of the departed. Fueled by a newfound determination, I resolved to break the curse that ensnared the manor. Guided by the cryptic entries in the diary, I delved into forbidden lore, tracing the arcane steps of the ritual that had condemned so many to eternal unrest. The night of the ritual arrived, cloaked in an oppressive shroud of darkness. With trembling hands, I kindled the candles and intoned the ancient incantations, each syllable resonating with palpable dread. As the final words reverberated through the chamber, the air crackled with an otherworldly energy, and the walls pulsed with unseen power. Suddenly, the manor convulsed, its very foundations trembling as the spirits stirred from their slumber. From every corner, the whispers converged, coalescing into a cacophony of spectral wails. Shadows danced with frenetic abandon, their grotesque forms casting grotesque silhouettes against the walls. In the dim illumination, I beheld the spirits materialize before me, ethereal entities with hollow eyes and outstretched hands. Their anguished cries pierced the air, their spectral forms writhing in torment. Yet amidst the chaos, I sensed a darker presence lurking at the fringes of perception, a malevolence that hungered for release. With a surge of resolve, I unleashed the full force of the ritual, channeling my terror and uncertainty into a single incandescent burst of energy. The walls trembled, and the air crackled with arcane power as the spirits were torn from their spectral moorings, banished into the abyss. As the echoes of the ritual faded into silence, I collapsed to the ground, drained and spent. Yet even in my exhaustion, I knew that the ordeal was far from over. For within the depths of the Whispering Wall, an ancient evil stirred, biding its time until it could unleash its unholy wrath upon the world once more. And as the first rays of dawn pierced the veil of night, I knew that I must steel myself for the looming confrontation, for the shadows of Shadowvale Manor held secrets darker than any I had yet encountered.
Horror story. Whispers of Willow Creek. The legacy of Emily's ghost.
In the serene town of Willow Creek, shrouded in mist and surrounded by ancient forests, I found myself the unexpected heir to a grand mansion, Excitement mingled with apprehension as I stepped into the imposing structure, its walls whispering secrets long buried. At first, I dismissed the strange occurrences, a flicker of movement in the corner of my eye, a chill that lingered despite the roaring fire. But as the nights wore on, the mansion revealed its true nature. One moonlit night, as I wandered the dimly lit corridors, I heard the faint sound of laughter echoing from the shadows. My heart pounded as I followed the ghostly sound, only to stumble upon an empty room, its walls adorned with faded portraits of long-forgotten faces. The air grew thick with a suffocating sense of dread, and my pulse quickened as I felt a presence looming behind me. Whirling around, I came face to face with the apparition, a child with hollow eyes and a mournful expression. Frozen in terror, I watched as the ghostly figure reached out to me, its touch icy cold against my skin. And then, as suddenly as it had appeared, the ghost vanished, leaving me alone in the darkness. Determined to unravel the mystery, I delved into the mansion's history, scouring old archives and speaking to locals. With each revelation, the darkness deepened. A tale of betrayal, tragedy, and a young girl named Emily, whose life had ended in the very room where I now stood. As I explored the mansion's hidden corners, I encountered strange phenomena, anomalous cold spots, eerie whispers that seemed to emanate from the very walls. Shadows danced on the periphery of my vision, and the air grew heavy with the stench of decay. In the dead of night, I found myself drawn to the attic, an ancient space filled with forgotten treasures and faded memories. There, I discovered a diary, a relic from Emily's past, its pages filled with sorrow and despair. As I read Emily's words, I felt her presence grow stronger, her spirit reaching out to me across the chasm of time. Through her eyes, I witnessed the horrors that had befallen her, a cruel father, a jealous stepmother, and a tragic accident that had claimed her young life. But Emily's story was far from over. With each passing day, her ghostly presence grew more insistent, her pleas for justice echoing through the mansion's empty rooms. And as I delved deeper into the mystery, I uncovered a web of lies and deceit that stretched back decades. A dark secret that had been buried beneath layers of deception. As a storm raged outside, I confronted the malevolent entity that had trapped Emily's spirit within the mansion's walls. With courage and determination, I faced the darkness head-on, wielding the power of truth against the shadows that threatened to consume me. In a climactic showdown, I banished the malevolent entity from the mansion forever, releasing Emily's spirit from its earthly prison. But as dawn broke over Willow Creek, I knew that the scars of the past would never fully heal. And as I stepped out into the light of a new day, I knew that the ghost of the past would haunt me for the rest of my days, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurked within the human heart.